So we have a lovely Datafam Slam here today where we have got folks really going against each other. We've got Will, Sam, Marc, Heather, Marion, Jacob, Grant, Sarah, Nina, and Andy. All of these wonderful personalities are going to go for 2 minutes. I have declared that I'm the noisy American that will at 2 minutes if they refuse to stay within the time limit. And each of them have submitted a fun fact under threat that I would invent a fun little hobby for them. So suddenly, for example, if they did not submit a fun fact, they would be an expert in magpies and Melbourne mullets, for example. So anyways, we've got Will up front coming in for Tableau. So that is going to be the orange, no, it is the blue card.
You're already taking my votes. There's no orange cards.
It's okay, Will. It's all right. It's all right. We believe in you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So Will is formerly of the Tableau Compete team, formerly a trainer, now in product management of virtual connections at Tableau. I don't know if he's done a little psych warfare here, but he's like against Sam Batchelor and mentioned that trained Sam Batchelor in the APAC-wide Train the Trainer program in Singapore in 2016. So this is a head-to-head matchup, one to put in the books of history once we get the computers up and running. So, oh no, Sam, where are you? Are you ready? Okay, you're ready. All right. I did message Sam. Yeah, what's up?
You're doing the timing or
Real small.
Is this not a timer? Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. Okay. For the AV team in the back,
Yeah.
are we set if once Will goes, the 2 minutes can count down? Yeah, we're ready? Okay, sweet. All right, Will.
Do we? Okay. Whenever.
Do you see the numbers, the 200?
I do. How
All right.
much of an intro do I get to explain my topic, or none? We just go. Okay. All right. All right.
It's your 2 minutes.
All right. You count it down whenever you're ready.
It's your 2 minutes. So if you want to spend the 2 minutes talking, and that's fine.
I could. Without hands.
All right, I'm going to count you down at 3, 2, 1. Then you have 2 minutes on the clock, and I will you out, though. Okay, ready?
Ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
For my tip, we're going to talk about how we use parameter actions to drive interactivity. Now, we know, especially with working with measure names and measure values, you can't use them in calculations, which inhibits your ability to drive interactivity. Parameter actions is your shortcut around it. In this case, I've got a bar chart by 3 different measures we're going to use: danger, speed, and stealthiness for all the Aussie animals that Esther needs to pay attention to. Now, first thing I'm going to do is create a parameter, which I've already done here, but let's walk through it. If I open this up, which is not going to let me.
Team Tableau.
It's not right click.
Oh, you got to just click down the right there.
Oh. Open up. I've created my parameter. You're going to have to trust me that I put this into a calculation. If I open up my field, we've now sorted it. And I've sorted by descending order by the calculation where we've put this parameter into action. Next step. I'm actually just creating a text table with the 3 measures that we want to highlight: danger, speed, and stealthiness. These are just going to be my headers, because if you go back and look, I don't want to put an axis at the bottom, and Esther doesn't know that she can sort by using the axis. And so let's right-click if I can do it again. Oh, jeez. Get rid of the header. I'm going to use the parameter action to use these titles as a header. Now let's go to the dashboard. So I've dragged sheet 1 and sheet 2 out to the view. Here are my headers. Take a look. They don't quite line up. That is a bummer. Here's a second tip: 2 for the price of 1. If I go back, I'm going to double click on my rows. Anytime you're working with spacing, if you just open up quotations with a space, hit enter, it gives you a nice little buffer. So if I come back to dashboard 1, I drag this out and hover. Now they're lined up. Now we put it into action. Dashboard, actions. We create a new parameter action. Metric swapper is the parameter. Source is measure names. There it is. Hit OK. And now I can sort by my header.
And that is time. Great job, Will. Thank you, thank you. Also, another round of applause for Will being the first person to go. Right. No voting yet, no voting yet. Right. This is, we can't stuff the ballot box already. It seems like Will's just sweating over here now that Sam's up. Okay, Sam Batchelor, people, data visualization lead at Woolworths. Thanks for being here. Has a fun little tip for you today. But her fun fact was in primary school, she once sang the Rainbow Connection dressed as Kermit the Frog. So she will do her demo in Kermit's voice today.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
All right, so if we can reset the 2-minute timer up top.
That's what it started.
I don't think they can see it on the screen yet. Oh, like that? Is that better? Okay.
All right.
Can you guys see my screen yet?
No.
Okay. Maybe I'll wait. That's cool.
But Sam, really though, are you going to do it in Kermit the Frog voice?
Probably more like Miss
What if you
Piggy.
got bonus points for it? What if you got
That would
bonus?
be good. What about Animal? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Who's a drummer?
Doesn't Will look so serious? He's, you know?
You can smile while you're talking.
I can. All right, so I'll count you down. It is your 2 minutes. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay, efficient empty extracts. I have a workbook with a data extract, and it takes 60 minutes to refresh that extract locally in Tableau desktop. That's awful. But in cloud, it takes me 25 minutes, so I want to always try and refresh that extract in cloud. But publishing from desktop to cloud takes me 15 minutes. It's a terrible experience. So my question is, how can I reduce the time to publish from Tableau desktop to cloud? So here's the tip. When you have a large data extract, publish up to cloud or server with an empty extract and then do the refresh on cloud. How do we do it? Okay, we need 3 things. We need a parameter. We're going to use the parameter in a calculation, and we're going to use the calculation in an extract filter. Let's go. So we're going to create a parameter. It's going to be called refresh with data. It's going to be a Boolean. We're going to set that to true. We're going to use that parameter in a calculation. We're going to call the calculation refresh with data, but we're going to put a little dash as a prefix there. And remember, we've set the parameter to true, so at the moment the calculation is just a value of true. Now we're going to create our extract. We're going to apply the filter to the extract, and we're going to use that calculation in the filter. So we've got refresh with data, that's our calculation. Because we used a prefix, it rises to the top of the list. So each time when you use it, you don't have to scroll for it. It's right there, beautiful. Remember, at the moment, the parameter is true, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to filter for values of true with that extract filter. Now we're going to set the parameter to false. And then when we run the extract, there are no values that are true. So effectively, we have an empty extract. Fabulous. We've got an empty extract. We're going to publish to cloud. But before we do it, we set the parameter back to true because we want to generate the extract once it's up there. We publish up to cloud. We repopulate the data or refresh. And how do we do? 10 seconds now. 15 minutes to 10 seconds. Happy trails and vote Datafam.
So not only does Sam tell you how to save time publishing empty extracts, she also gives you back time in the timer. So just extra. Nice, 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 nice. Very well done. Thank you so much. And then we vote. Alrighty. So this is where you get to put in your vote for the day. You'll have 5 rounds, right? So think about what you've just seen. We've got Sam Batchelor with the empty extract. We have Will Pitzler on the one-click headers, the buy one, get one free tip as well. So, all right, you ready? Oh, am I the judge? Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, ready? Vote. Nice. Oh. That looks like Team Datafam. All right, round of applause. Well done, Sam, well done. Thank you, Will, thank you as well. All righty. Round 2, are you ready?
Is the computer?
Full screen?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
All right, so fun fact about Marc is that he also came up to me at the bar last night and he's like, can I have 3 minutes? And I was like, what's it worth to you? A tequila shot? And I said no. So we're going to keep you to 2 minutes, Marc. Marc is a lead strategic solution engineer here in this region. And the fun fact that he shared with me was not a fun hobby, but it was that his last name means a little onion in Maltese. So,
what can I do?
So his tips are going to be so good, the little onion's going to make you cry, right? All right, tell me when you're ready. Eye contact. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so probably you all know how to create these sort of things where you've got a bunch of parameters, and when you click on them, that refresh and change, right? This is sort of cool, but what I want to make it cooler is replacing these drop-down lists by buttons. And it can be done quite easily when you are dealing with things which are in the data, but in that scenario, measured names are not in the data. So first step is to introduce a new data source that only contains 2 columns, one with label, one with value. And what I'm going to do is create a sheet that will basically pull the data from the data source. So I'm going to bring the label into my columns. Then I'm going to bring the labels also onto the text. And then I created, because it's an integer for the value, I bring this into my level of details. Then I want the color to be different based on whether the button has been selected or not. So I could do a calculation that compares the value of a button to the value of parameter. And I'm going to bring this to a color. So we are nearly there. And just an extra tip within the tip, if you want the button to fill the entire space, you can replace the mark type from square to bar. And then you just need to bring a constant onto the size. And now you see it fills the whole space. Then I can bring this to my sheet like this. And the only thing that remains to be done is creating a parameter actions that will basically send the value of a button to the parameter. So I don't know why I have a bloody menu in this, but we have a menu, Grant.
Sorry. You just got to go to the top.
Right. Okay. Oh, God, why is it? It's gone again. Okay, so I go here, action. Then I go, I display what is there. Saying parameter action, change parameter. I'm going to select my sheet, which is the last one. Yeah. God.
Sorry, Marc.
We're not using our materials, so.
Thank you to my backup timers. I was so entranced by the tip that I forgot that I was the
result
timer.
anyway.
All right.
Look like this at the end.
All right, that's Marc with the buttons and the tip within the tip, how to do a measure a period of time in a dashboard. Thank you. That's very cool, very cool, very cool. Now put your hands together for Heather Cox. Do we need to pre-get Grant up to show where the menus are? Okay. Heather, thank you for being here. She's an enterprise analytics lead at RAA, a data nerd and Tableau public ambassador. And there's an interesting fun fact here. The record for solving a Rubik's Cube is 28.4 seconds. That's... No, don't undersell yourself here. This is pretty good.
I'm a ways off.
Well, we're all. I've never solved a Rubik's Cube, so I'm at infinite at this point in time. All right, so you have a tip for us today, and so 2 minutes are on the clock. I promise I will actually pay attention to the clock this time. But when you're ready, 3, 2, 1.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to take my chances here, roll the dice. I have a calculated field here, which is giving us a random number between 1 and 6. I have a parameter down here ready to take that as an integer. And I have a dice result calculated field, which takes that dice roll, turns it into something I can chuck on the shape mark so that I can get the right shape happening for you. And if we have a look at our dashboard actions, I've even got one of those set up to send to the dice roll parameter our source field. But if we head back to our dashboard, we have a problem. It looks good, but it's not very random. So it's a limitation of the random function until you refresh the data. But not anymore, baby, because what we are going to do is give it an upgrade, spelled with 2 Ds for a double dose of parameters. I know which movies you've seen. Anyway, we're going to hit OK there. We also are going to need a calculated field. So I go Alt-A-C because I've got my shortcuts happening. This calculated field can do just about anything, but today we're going to take upgrade and increment it by 1 so we can see how many times we're going to click on the dice. I'm going to chuck that onto detail and head back over to the dashboard with a Control-Shift-D. I'm going to create another dashboard action, and we're going to assign to upgrade our increment. OK, and then for those playing at home, I'm going to show you what the heck is going on by putting those parameters up. And now, when I click, we get unlimited calls to random without refreshing the data.
All right.
And I'd like to offer my extra 4 seconds to Marc.
Spicy today. What did everyone have for breakfast? I want some of that. Alrighty. So this is where you get your voting cards once more. Remember, you've got Datafam on one side, Tableau on another. For the Tableau side, for the little onion tips, there was how to create buttons for select a measure. And for the Datafam side, we had how to roll an unlimited call to a dice. So, are you ready? On your marks, get set, vote. Oh, that's actually 50-50. Right? I think that's by narrow margin, it's Datafam. Yeah. Round 2, folks, thank you. I think so. By round.
Yeah, we'll go with
By a narrow margin. Maybe we need to do a little count. Or recount. Oh yeah, are you voting for yourself, guys? This seems a little sketch. This is a little sketch. All right. I'm gonna call it Datafam, but that was close. That was a closer margin than round 1. All right, round 3. Who's up? Nobody? Ready? You ready? All right.
You know how to use that kind of mouse, right?
Thanks, guys.
So you just have your,
Yeah.
you want a full screen?
Full screen,
You're good
yeah.
with that? You know where the
Yes.
menus are?
Yes, yeah. I'm not planning to use the mouse.
All right. Marion, thanks for joining us. Fun fact about Marion is that customer success manager at Tableau, number 1, but number 2, started a career in advertising as a copywriter. You'll note that a lot of people started in careers much different than data here at Tableau.
Yeah.
You know? So, are you ready for 2 minutes?
I think I am.
All right. Do you know where the toolbar is? Grant,
One
you
sec.
should be ready. You're getting your squats in today. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm going to give you some tips on tooltips. Appreciate the pun already. So I'm going for quantity here and also quality. So the first tip I've got is, sometimes you got to change the tooltip, but actually you don't necessarily need to go back to the worksheet to do that. You can actually do that straight from the dashboard. So if I select my worksheet here, and I click on tooltip, I can update and format and change my tooltip. Something else that I've learned on tooltips very recently is actually there's a cool thing you can do to actually line up all the measures nicely. And embarrassingly, I've tried to line them up manually before, and I feel really, really embarrassed about this because that is... so when you select this, you can see that little slider. You can line up things very easily this way. Cool. Another one is.
Oh.
Hey, look at this. 2 minutes. Damn it. So in itself, a tooltip is pretty static, but there's a really easy way to make it more interactive. So again, I'm going to go back to my tooltip using my cool shortcut is by clicking this, allow selection by category, and then when you press on it, you can actually bring things together. So it really works well for maps, for scatter plots. And the last one that is something I always like to mention, even though everyone knows it, 15 seconds left, is you can add some visualization into a tooltip. It's very easy. You put that here, sheet, and here I'm going to put an histogram, so I can preview it here. And the cool thing, automatically, it will filter the data. 4 tips in 2 minutes.
Wow.
So impressive.
Wow.
4 tips.
Wonderful.
I've got to try it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're welcoming to the stage Jacob, Senior Data Analyst at Steadfast. And fun fact, after a 1-hour battle to rock his newborn son to sleep in his arms, he kicked and broke his toe while transitioning him into his bassinet. And despite in sheer agony, managed to keep completely silent. So, if you happen to step on his toes today to test out this fun fact, he's wearing great sneakers now.
It was a bit of a hero moment, that one.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, because once they're asleep, it's like pristine. You have to keep that pristine. All right, 2 minutes.
Now, man, I wish we were doing this last night when I had a couple of drinks, because cheaters.
Are you jittery? All right.
Oh wait, I don't even have my notes ready.
Your 2 minutes start now.
Okay, so I'm a bit of an efficiency kind of guy, right? So I want to demonstrate some keyboard shortcuts, I suppose. So yeah, you can control page up, page down to go back and forth between sheets and dashboards nice and quickly. But you can also just use the arrow keys left and right to do so. You can hit F2 on the keyboard to quickly rename. And you can also hit page down to go 10 sheets forward or 10 sheets backward within. And the cool thing is that obviously you can use a combination of those to make lots and lots of edits nice and quickly. Although this is not my computer, so it feels a little bit awkward. Now, one thing with that though is that the left-right arrow keys, F2 to rename, doesn't work unless you've already clicked on a tab first. So up here, I've just clicked on the worksheet. I'm hitting left or right, nothing's happening. But I discovered you can go full screen, F7, exit full screen, and now that's active, and I can do all of that. So I thought that was kind of cool too. Next one's over on the right-hand side here, we've got these little buttons. So first one, show tabs, which is what we've got right now. It just gives us the name of the tabs. The next one is the film strip, which gives us nice thumbnails, which I like a lot. The last one is the sheet sorter, which is good for dragging, dropping, rearranging sheets. But this gives me a lot of anxiety to look at. And I prefer to do so. I mean, that gives me a lot of anxiety to look at too. But what I want to do is I want to move this to the far right-hand side of my workbook. And I can click and drag it here. But, instead though, if I go right to the very end, I've still got that sheet selected. Hold right-click, drag, and release, and it actually picks it up and places it into that position.
And that is time. Well done, well done, well done. All right, so as a quick reminder, thank you very much, Jacob. As a quick reminder, we had tool tips or tips on tooltips to keep with the pun and the alignment with that nifty little slider. And then we had the keyboard shortcuts and sheet organization from the Datafam. So you're ready with your voting cards? 3, 2, 1, put them up. That's a Tableau one. That's Tableau. All right, we've got a Tableau win. I'm nice, nice, nice. All right. We are now on round 4. Grant, are you going, or are you just telling
I'm
us
getting
where the
ready.
toolbars?
I'm
Okay.
going to make sure I know my menus.
Yeah. Do we need someone else to tell you where the toolbar is? All right, so Grant is a lead solution engineer here at Tableau. He's quick on his feet, he loves physical challenges, and he once completed an Ironman triathlon at Lake Placid 2013. So, challenge him to a race, you might just regret it. I'm just kidding. All right. 2 minutes on.
Let's get to it. So I think you all heard yesterday about how important colour is in designing good visuals. We heard from a lot of presenters, including Kimberly, who talked about that. But how do you actually come up with a good palette? I've got a visualisation here, and it's all right, but you know what? We're using the default palette here. Now, the default palette for Tableau was cool about 20 years ago. It's been used on about 10 billion visualizations since then, so it's getting a little bit old. How can we get something that looks really cool, but also is accessible? Because this was designed to work with all different kinds of colour blindness so that we'd have that ultimate accessibility. Let me introduce you to an awesome tool that is called Coolors. Now, colours are absolutely cool, so I love the name. It's easy to remember. All you need to do is go to the website, coolors.co, and start the generator. And it's going to generate a random palette where all the colours work harmoniously together. If you don't like that palette, simply keep hitting space until you get the palette that you like. Now, I might decide there's one particular colour I like. So maybe this one here is it for me. I really love this green. I'm going to lock that and I'll move it to the left. And then I'm going to keep hitting space. And it's going to choose other colours that work well with that green. So I can keep doing that until I get other colours that work well. I like that red-like colour. Maybe I like this. And that might be good. I might just need those 3 colours. But I know what you're thinking. Red and green, that's not good for colour blindness. Well, Coolors helps us out there too. So we can actually review what this looks like with different types of colour blindness. And in fact, these 2 colours have been chosen because even with different types of colour blindness, they work well together. So on the bottom row, we can see what these look like from the perspective of people that have these different conditions, and they all work seemingly well. So you can choose your colour palette there and apply it to your viz. Thank you.
That's fantastic, Grant. Thank you so much. Color palettes, gotta love them. All right, and we'll welcome to the stage Sarah, co-founder of Dub Data. Thank you very much. Thank you. Representing the Datafam. And her fun fact is that most of her friends tell other people that her job, so they explain her job to other people, which is fantastic marketing if you ask me. It's organic, right? That her job is to make numbers look pretty, and she's A-okay with that. So, 2 minutes is yours on the clock. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, time's yours.
Okay, did everyone know that there is actually a transparent hex code? Now, it's a special one because it's 8 digits long instead of 6. So if you want to use it in Tableau, you actually need to put it in your preferences folder or your TPS. So if we do this, the hex code is FFFFFFO. If we use this and we put it into our, oh gosh, I need my glasses. If we put it in, we can turn something like this. So I've got a chart here based on ship date, and I want to highlight December only on here. But if I do it as a dual axis and I put a circle as the second dual, I'm going to get circles everywhere. But what I can quickly do, and I've got a little true-false boolean for December, if I come into my colour, I can quickly change this false, going down to transparent. Where is it? There it is. Change it to transparent. I get something like this. Awesome. Okay. Next one. Now, this one was made famous in 2019. It's called the Lindsay Portier method, and I think it doesn't get enough coverage. So did you know that you can script just in any kind of text file a whole lot of calculations, because we all know how much we hate building year over year, month over month, day over day. So we can do a quick replace on text and get a whole lot of calculations. And when we do this, we can actually throw it all in a file like this. And we can drag these one by one and create calculations as we go.
Thank you. All right, folks, we've got the Masters of Colors going head-to-head today with Blue and Grant on Tableau, with the color palette generation and compliance editorials, and then Sarah on the transparent hex code, which was new to me. Ready? This is your vote, Tableau or Datafam. That is Datafam. Yeah, all right. I know, is it Datafam or Datafam? I'm not sure, but thank you to the contestants. Thank you for sharing your experience. We got the last round, and it is Andy Holt versus Nguyen. So who is going first? Nina, welcome to the stage.
Right.
All right, obviously from Tableau, as a senior solution architect, she knows a lot about Tableau, and her fun fact.
Well, I've got to work out how to use this computer first. Where's Chrome?
Oh,
Google Chrome.
This one.
I just got to see what this computer
There it
is.
is. Yes. Okay.
You want to go full screen?
Yeah. All right.
What have you done? The Mac isn't that hard to use. I don't know what you've done. This is all Grant's fault. Right. That's true. That's true. All right. Fun fact about Nina is she plays crime documentaries in the background while she builds dashboards. Personally, I listen to some trap music, but I love the fact that you're able to focus on both. That's crazy. All right. Are you ready? 2 minutes on the clock. It is yours.
All right. I've got this on Tableau Public, so if you don't listen to everything I've said today, it's more important I can meet 2 minutes than you understanding this. All right. So there we go. So that's on Tableau Public for you to look at. And let me just go to my workbook. So what we're going to do today is try to do this kind of KPI card, 3 numbers, and we're going to try to do it in one sheet with 1.5 calculations, I'm going to say, all right? So we don't want, what I find time and time again is we've got sheets and sheets and sheets and sheets. And so instead of, we've got 5 of those metrics, then instead of 15, it's better to do it with 5 sheets, right? So much better for maintenance. All right, so first, what we're going to be doing is get the sales measure into 2 places in the Marc's card like so. And I'm shaking so bad. All right, quick calculation. I'm going to use percent difference here. So table calculations in 2 axes. That's what we're going to do today. And for placeholder axes, I'm just going to type in 0.0 like this. I'm going to duplicate and create another one for 0.5, turn that into min because I don't want it to sum. And dual axes, synchronized axes, and we're going to fix the range at 0 to 1. So what we've got is 2 dots at position 0 and 0.5, like so, right? So next what we're going to do is drag and order date and put that onto columns and have a month-year granularity like this. So now I don't want this entire data set like this. I'm going to keep it to just the 3 dates of interest, which is my month-on-month, so the previous month and the previous year. So I'm going to do it with this calculation right here. So first calculation, we've got this calculation here, really quick date diff. 0, 1, 12, so to pick up the 3 months of interest. Once I've applied that to the filter like this for true, really shaking over here. All right, so we've got the 3 months of interest, and what we're going to do is really, last, we're going to change the second dot to year on year, all right? So I believe I've done it here, so relative to first, and we've got that. This is a really
you
cool
have 2 more seconds. 2 more seconds. So finish your sentence.
No, I'm pretty much done. So you can see that there, and we basically hide everything else. So we keep the last cell right here. We've got the month on month and year on year. And lastly, we just drag sales up onto title after we've hidden everything, and we've got our 3 metrics in the one sheet.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Last but not least, Mr. Andy Holt, thank you for being here. Andy is currently between gigs, but he has provided a fun fact to avoid the penalty of an interesting hobby that I make up on the fly. And the fun fact is that he has visited 43 countries to date. So, are you ready?
Indeed.
3, 2, 1, 2 minutes.
Okay, imagine a scenario where you're building a dashboard and different groups of users have different requirements. Sure, you could add other tabs to your workbook, or you could even build and maintain multiple versions of the workbook, but in certain circumstances, there's another way. What I'm going to show you now is how to combine a function like isMemberOf and dynamic zone visibility to automatically control what elements of a dashboard are visible to certain users. So in this scenario, I've got a dashboard, I think it's finished, but then a member of the sales team comes along and gives me another requirement. They want to be able to answer a specific question, and it needs to be visible from the offset, but only to their team. So we've got the new viz here. I've already built it, and I've got a calculation that I've built here. Quick tip, control and scroll wheel can make that bigger. And all this is doing is it is checking whether the person that's viewing this when it is published is actually a member of the sales team that I've created on my cloud site. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to drag this sheet into here. I'm going to go to layer. I'm going to control my visibility using that new calculation. And it looks like it disappears, but by using the filter as user, I can mimic being in the sales group, so a member of the sales group, and we see that a dashboard appears. So when anybody in the sales team goes and looks at this dashboard, they will see that. But we can take it a little bit further. We can have a different version for the management team. And so you'll see here, I've swapped in a chart, I've changed the title, I've got an extra ban in there, and I've even included a download button just for the management team. And taking that to the logical extreme, different users of your dashboard could in reality have a completely different experience.
From Tableau, doing a combination of indicators so you don't have to maintain a ton of sheets. Then from Andy, we had dynamic zone visibility on Cloud for custom dashes. So, get your voting cards ready. 3, 2, 1, hold them up. Woo! That looks like orange to me. That is a Datafam win. All right, we'll do some quick tallies. And in the sense of quick tallies, I only have to count to 5. So let's see. Are we ready for the final results? Yeah? It is a 4-to-1 matchup of Datafam. So well done, everyone. Well done. Thank you for bringing all of your experience and tips and tricks. That is the conclusion of Datafam Slam, and I'll turn it over to